Okay, some algebraic proofs. So basically what we're going to do here is basically solve equations, but then just kind of justify each of our steps. Now to do that, we're going to need a few properties of equality. So what we're going to get is the addition property, which just states, now there's kind of a general definition to the addition property. I just kind of, for my students, I just kind of list an example. So basically, when the addition probably would be like when you have x minus 5 equals 7. The addition property basically allows us to add 5 on both sides. Again, when I go back over this stuff, I'm probably going to get a little bit more specific and really get into the nitty-gritty of everything. But for my students, it's unfortunate that you only have a certain amount of time to really talk about things in class. But I guess the median of YouTube kind of equals that out. To just, unfortunately, they need this kind of stuff to look at right now. And then hopefully at some point I will be able to come back and elaborate a little bit more. But subtraction property is just like it says. We now subtract 5 on both sides. We have the multiplication property. When we have 5x equals 10. Actually, that's incorrect. Multiplication would be when we have x over 5 equals 10. And it allows us to multiply 5 on both sides. We got division property. Now that would be when 5x equals 10. We can divide on both sides. We got the distributive property. So basically, if I have a 5 on the outside of x plus 2, I can distribute this number into 5x plus 2 and get 5x plus 10. That's the distributive property. And finally, substitution property. Let's say x equals 3. Then for 3x plus 7, I can replace that x with 3 and actually get a solution. In this case, it would be 16. Okay, so that's the properties I'm going to work with. So what I want to prove these out here? Well, probably the best way to look at this would be to solve it first. So we have x plus 15 equals 16, and then subtract 15. That gets me x equals 1. So when I go over here, I'm literally just going to put in, I'm not going to put the work. I'm just going to put in the results. This first step is given to me in the very beginning. And then to achieve the second step, all I did was subtract. So that's my subtraction property. Okay, and that's where we can stop with that one. That one's pretty easy. Now, a bunch of my students will ask, well, what about combining like terms? Well, whatever operation you do, that's what you can call it. So let's see. I'm going to subtract this first. And then I'm going to subtract this. I'm going to divide this. I'm going to get x equals 4. And yet, we could talk about the symmetric property and how to reverse that, but I'm not going to get that much into it right now. Again, our first step is given. To get this step, I subtracted. To get this step, I also subtract. And you can have back-to-back steps, and that's perfectly fine. And then I divided. That's it. Not too shabby. Let's look at another one real fast. So look at this one over here, and again, I really prefer to solve them first, and then look at the solutions. This one might be the one where I actually have the x wrong. Let's see. Distribute first. And then subtract. Subtract again. Nope, I think I'm good with this x. Divide by 5. I get x equals 3. All good. Okay. So start off with my given thing. Then to get to this step here, I had to distribute. Then I had to subtract. Then I had to subtract again. And then I divided. And that's how I solved. Which, honestly, anybody who's done Algebra 4, this should be pretty easy for them. Okay. Last one. This one might be the one that I made a mistake on, but we'll see what happens. Oh, it is because I didn't put a final result, but that's fine. Start by multiplying by 5, which, let's see, 45, 245. Oops, did that backwards. 245. Then I can distribute. Then I can subtract. And then I can divide, which I am, let's see, 8, 16, 24. It has to be, it can't be 3. It's too low. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56. 14, no. I know that's a whole number. Let me see. Ah, it was 8. Oh, because that was dumb of me. Get rid of that. Okay, so And this was what was initially given to me. Then I'm going to multiply. Then I'm going to distribute. So it has a little bit of everything. Then I'm going to subtract. And it'll multiply. And that is my proof. One of my students say, bam, it's done. All right.